Hello everyone, welcome back to Camden Interactive Series. In our previous episode on succession planning, we heard views from a next-gen family business leader, Pradeep Gupta, Jackson International. Just to recap, he believed that the change is inevitable and irrespective of generation, a business leader should be flexible to adapt to the changing times. In today's episode, we will not only get to hear, but also hear the advent and essence of succession planning with the principles journey. For this, I'd like to welcome Mr. Sunil Dhawan, Managing Director, SSF Plastics. He is one of the founders of SSF Plastics and started his journey in 1978 with manufacturing of shawls in Amritsar before moving to Mumbai and starting SSF Plastics. With an effective succession plan, today the next gens of the family have moved into the business and have already made a considerable impact on the growth story of SSFF. Welcome Sunil ji, and we are happy to have you on our show.
Thank you very much, Amit. Thanks a lot. Thanks for calling me.
So Sunil ji, why don't we start with having you talk about SSF Plastics, your business, and how you started it and had the journey to the current position.
I shifted to Bombay in 1985. Basically, a family was in textile, and I was the first person who came in plastics. Came to Bombay. That was the reason when the terrorism was there in Punjab, which made me to move out of Punjab. So there was no financial reason to move to Punjab. It was more of a family decision. Somebody need to be away from the terrorism-affected area. So we moved to here when we started SSF, believe me, we are not knowing what is the plastics. And we started a journey without knowing the subject. And with our dedication and family support, we reached to a level. Today, we are basically in plastics. We are not in a generic plastics. We are supplied to all multinationals, all local FMCG. We are one of the largest in India on rigid packaging supplier. It is called packaging is basically there are flexible packaging. There is a bottle which is called as a rigid things. So we are in rigid field. We are there. And this we have total 14 factory pan India because of the customer's requirement. We need to be close to customer, and as you know, our products are more of a volumetric. Huge cost is there for the transportation. So you need to be the closer where the filling plants are there. So that is the reason we have multiple locations and multiple factories.
So your plastics, when you say it's a packaging plastics, so it is different from what SL packaging does.
SL is in tubes.
So, for example, you said you are supplying to most of the FMCGs.
Yeah.
So you mean to say the plastic container where some food product comes or some?
Everything.
Yeah.
Food products, we are working with GSK, we are working with Danone, we are working with Nestle. And the largest our customer in FMCG field is Unilever, where they have odd portfolio food and FMCG, shampoo bottles, the home care, personal care, everything we manage this packaging for that.
Great. And the business has grown over the years. So if you don't mind, what is the group turnover now?
We are growing on year in double digit always, irrespective of the size.
And how big is your family? You have yourself and your brothers and others?
We are two brothers.
Okay. And you and your brother both are in part of the business jointly?
We both are not part, we are one. Everything.
Okay.
He is 8 years elder to me. I am the younger. Okay. But everything there's no decision that anybody has taken. We all take one decision.
Correct. No, that's excellent. That's good. And you would be the first gen, I guess.
In this field, definitely we are.
Yeah.
As a business, we have in our generations, nobody ever worked for somebody. We all work for ourselves from generations.
Correct.
Earlier, it was a trader family. And
Yeah.
now, from my generation, I was the first person who entered in the industry.
And your son and nephews, how many are the second gen now?
4 of them.
Okay. So that's great to hear about how you built your business over these years after you had to leave Punjab and come to Bombay. It's commendable. In the span of 30 years, you built a sizable business. How today's session, we wanted to deep dive into how you're managing the succession planning in your family, and who's involved in what, and how are you looking at for the future, as you sort of decide to take a back seat. So how does the whole family setup work in terms of the business and family office?
Family setup, me and my brother are the base, basically still are the major decision makers. The final decision come to us. But every member of the family has his own vertical which they are running very successfully and growing. That is the way we work.
Okay. And was it when your sons and nephews became of age of coming into the business, how was it decided who will do what, and was it a difficult situation to give them the direction? uh, how did the dynamics work between you and your brother?
We have never thought of any discussion on those things. First of all, in our family, everybody has done his post-graduation out of India. And everybody was asked whether you want to join as a family or you want to do something different. So there was never got a second answer other than a family.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody was very keen. The next generation has never thought secondly. Everybody was very keen, gracefully, that we want to be a part of the family. After they join, everybody got his own space without making anybody here and there. And every space was created. Now everybody got matured. Now we are creating a different vertical for everybody, so that everybody should have his own responsibility on completely. Me and my brothers are not involved on day-to-day anymore. We have that we're gradually passing on our responsibilities. That is a system we have already done.
Great. So, as you mentioned that you and your elder brother are sort of not now taking a step back from day-to-day work, is there the second gen? Is there somebody from the second gen who has been appointed like a de facto CEO, or you have a professional CEO? How does it work from when you look at it from that way?
We have not. We have started looking at making company now from family owned to a professional. We have started looking out for a good capabilities for making somebody as a CEO. Because beyond a point, you need to professionalize it. That we have start learning, understanding everybody. We start feeling that we should have an outsider who should lead on the front, and then everybody has to monitor things. So which process we have very recently started.
So currently, when you said that you have a vertical for each of the second gen, they have their own responsibilities. So just for our audience knowledge, like you can give an example, like uh, is there a different factory or market which each person looks after, and or he has to then ultimately report to you and your brother? How does it work?
Basically, there is a different way of verticals. There are two people who what we have planned will continue to be a handle the plastic size. Other two people have created we have created a new business for them, which they are leading it and they are running it. So only two brothers will, out of four, two will continue to support SSF and make it to the next level. And two more will create a separate other business.
Okay.
And out of two, they have the segmented the areas of factories, which some factory reports to him and some factory reports to him. Similarly, on the when we talk about, we are in FMCG, we are in pharma packaging, and between both of them, again they have a responsibility clarity. Who has to handle what? So their customer, they have their own customer to satisfy, their own team to report to them. So both are working on a very parallelly and separately.
Okay. And so it's very interesting, the way you have divided the things between the second gen. And I think so I always believe that as business grows and members of families join the business to create different new verticals, because then it gives a more motivation for the next gen to work within the family business. So that's very good that you have two new verticals, which new businesses, which the two of the brothers will look after, and then the existing business is divided between the other two brothers. Now, is there a family council, or is there a way where things are reported to you and your brother, and certain critical decisions are taken jointly? Uh, how does that work on ongoing basis?
Generally, we are not very professionalized who to report to me or report to. This is in the, you can say in Hindi, sanskar in the family, that the next generation always feel that they need a blessing or they need a clearance from us. Whatever they are doing, small things, everything they are doing themselves, everything. Only on the big decisions where they feel that every member should be involved, they come to us and we all discuss, sit in a family, and then we take a call on that, which way we need to go.
But formally, like, you don't have a monthly meeting or a weekly meeting to
Monthly we do. Monthly we
have.
meet. We do meet monthly. Everybody brief what he is doing, what is new coming,
Correct.
what are the challenges. We do discuss, and in office we all sit for the lunch together. Again, that is a daily meeting.
Yeah, that is हमारे business families, Marwadi and families में तो you have most business discussions in dinner and lunch when we are together. Yeah, that is exactly what happens everywhere. Great. So how, now that you have clearly defined the roles of the next gen and have created the different verticals and responsibilities, you also have the family meetings on a monthly basis, or as and when you have lunch together. So what do you and your brother spend time on? Like, how do you engage yourself? Are you involved in some new philanthropic activities, or
Yeah.
or look, uh, do you continue to come and spend time within the office? How are you managing your times?
Still, we are spending good amount of time in office, but parallelly we start spending time on ourselves, which we never spend in our early age. The future, we have no plan to stop coming to office. Absolutely neither me or nor my office. My brother, we have both are committed that there should be a good reason to go to office, and we will be always part of. No plan of retirement. Parallelly, you do whatever you want. No need to come to office for making money. Come to office to change your mood and change your
Correct.
active, because to keep your mind and everything active. Coming to office is not for business. Coming to office is to keep ourselves fit mentally and physically.
Correct. And have you also created a family office for looking after the investments other than what is the operating business?
We have created the family offices, but at a smaller level, which with the time to come, it will take a larger shape. But all these process we have already started.
And investing your profits into liquid markets and other markets, that I guess you and your brother must be taking care of that.
Yeah. We both are taking care of that part. Okay. The investment, new investment, these out of the box investments, it is between me and my brother.
Right. So that is very great to hear how you have managed and very smoothly. And as you rightly said in the beginning, that you and your brother is one, and it's there is no difference of opinion, and it's always a quick decision because you have the same thinking process and same mindset.
I tell you one thing over and
Yeah,
above
sure.
family between me and my brother. Any part of the world, if we are anybody is traveling any part of the world, if we don't talk on the phone for 4 times in a day, we cannot complete our day.
Yeah, that's true. So that is there in all business families. My father, who's now 81, and my youngest uncle is 72. My middle uncle expired some years ago. So my father and my uncle, they have made it a sort of it's understood every day they meet for 15 minutes, 20 minutes, half an hour.
That is the main thing.
So both of them are now not as much involved in the business, but they, as you said, they yet go to office, and they will have a cup of coffee together when they are first thing in the morning in the office, or if they are during COVID time, they were at home, then they would meet during the day. So yeah, that is, I think, very important that communication is smooth and kept open.
That thing only we pass on to our next generation.
Yeah.
How we behave between two brothers. This is more important when you're passing on anything to next gen. It is important how you behave.
Correct.
How the senior behaves, the junior will behave. Automatically, they will follow.
So, what is your advice to other families, about succession planning, and some key pointers which can help succession planning and communication be smooth within families? Many families have a lot of problems, and then difference of opinion. So, what is your advice to our audience on that?
The most important, it is my belief and very strong belief that money is important or relation is important. If money is important, then I don't feel anything can continue for a very long time. If the relation is important, then growth is automatic. Nothing, you need not to do anything. It is all how what you look at it. You look at money more important, you look at relation. In family owned, you relation more important. If relation are all important, then the growth will follow you. You need not to follow the growth. If money is important, sooner or later it will collapse.
Okay. So I think you rightly said, money will always be made. Money doesn't run away.
Yeah.
But if the relation becomes bad, then to make good the relationship can take years, and it can never come back. And then you've sort of regretted that you were not able to have good relations within the family. So correct. So Sunilji, thank you for sharing your thoughts. I think you have given us very key pointers, how smoothly you have managed to plan the succession planning of the next gen, and created a very clear communication between everybody. You have a very good communication between you and your brother, and that helps for the remaining, down the line, second gen, 4 people, they will communicate because they will see how the elders are doing. And that's a very key learning. And as you said, relationship is more important than money. And if relationship is kept intact, then everything will follow. So thank you for sharing all your candid insights. I'm sure the audience will learn a lot from your perspectives. Thank you for being a Camden Value member, and we continue to hope to have you continue to be with Camden Club, and always give us your advice. So with that, thank you everybody, and audience, we'll come back to you with the next interactive series. Thank you and goodbye.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Bye.
It's my pleasure. Thank you.